Yo, what up guys? Welcome to a video where I want to talk about the economy a little bit, because I was talking about a couple of things on stream earlier, like 4 hours ago, maybe 5 hours ago now, and it sparked an interest in something that I wanted to do for a video, because I was going to Zamorak and I was using green blubber jellyfish. Green blubber, yeah, they're cheaper. These are, these are 4K. I think blue blubbers are 15 now. Yeah, if you're at a boss where you're not like mega struggling for food, then use greens for sure. Don't use blues. They're so expensive, man. It used to be, blues used to be like 3K each, and greens were like 500 GP. I don't know what changed, to be honest. What actually changed, guys? Did Jagex do like a bot nuke that I didn't know about or something? What changed blubbers being so cheap? I don't even freaking know. I might go check and see when it went up, because they've gone up so much. Someone in chat said, why are you using green blubbers at Zami? Like, it's Zamorak, you're doing 500% enraged kills, but using green blubbers? Does it not be worth just bringing the blue blubbers and just making sure you have the extra healing? These, as you can see here, and I'm in my buy and sell, are 4.8k each, which is nuts as the start. Blue blubbers are 14.6k each, which is insane because they only offer 250 more health per bite than green blubbers do. So for one, if you can afford to use green blubbers instead of blues for like the amount of food you need for a fight, use them, because bro, they're so much more cheap. But these actually a little while ago used to cost pennies. Green blubbers, I had a massive stack of them, because they cost absolutely nothing, like 500 GP. Let's take a look. So if we look here on the green blubber jellyfish page on the wiki, we enlarge the chart here and we go to, let's say, like a year. You're gonna be able to see that these have slowly been climbing up. Look at this, right? 500 GP, 600, 1000, and you can see that in the last year, since the July 2023, right? This has been like climbing pretty quickly. But if we look at all time, can you see it? Can you see what the frick happened here? What is this? So for the longest time, these released and they were like pennies. Look at this, like 100 GP, 200 GP. Then they went up to like 1000 here, which was pretty interesting, and then dropped back down again. 300, 300, 400, 500, 600, blah, 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 blah. And then we had something here, which is started being traded a lot more. Maybe this is because, it could be because of blue blubbers. Maybe blue blubbers went up, and so greens obviously went up in exchange. But they went from 500 GP each for the longest time, like years. They sat like this for years, and then just went to 2.4k, which is crazy, right? Because they didn't stop. They just kept going, and now we're seeing like 4.5k each, and they're still going up. This was 21st of August 2023. Did necromancy release here? Let me check. So necromancy released on the 7th of August 2023, which is very interesting to me. This is very, very close. Like, if we look, 7th of August is pretty much when this started. If we go to, let's go to a year. You can see, here's when it started. August, is the 7th of August is here, and then it started its climb. So necromancy could have done this, and I assume this is because a lot of people were using combat more, maybe. But if you look at blue blubber jellyfish, these did exactly the same thing. And if we go to all time again, this is even more ridiculous. They went from like an average of like 2.5k, and then they went to like 7k. This was back in 2021, 2022. And from 4.5 to 5k, they went up to the stupid amount that they are here. They slowly dropped off a little bit. I remember this because I used to buy them all the time. And then now they're back up to like 15k again. But again, this is around August, June, July, August there, look. So I can only imagine this is from the massive influx of players who started doing PVM and could actually get their hands on like endgame gear to do endgame PVM. And obviously every guide that you see, and I've made plenty of videos saying use blubbers instead of solid food. So the demand on these clearly went up a lot higher. However, maybe this could also be because people who would just skill because they didn't get into PVM, because necromancy is a lot easier now. They got into PVM, stopped skilling as much. Maybe. I don't know. But was there also like a bot nuke or something? What the frick? Did something change here that I'm missing that you guys know about? Let me know, because this is insanely interesting to me. Anything with a market like this, I find it incredible. Like, it is crazy. So this is what piqued my interest, right? and I was going to do a lot of research for it. I was going to do a video on it tomorrow, but I saw this. This is a post from 5x. I see this person on Reddit all the time. I think you may be, are you a mod, maybe with this? I don't know. I don't know if you're a Reddit mod for RuneScape or not. I don't know how Reddit works. I'm clueless. But I hope you don't mind me using your post here, because this is incredibly interesting to me. And anyways, let's take a look. So it says, crazy market in crazy times. Everyone's looking at bonds. Meanwhile, speaking of bonds, because everyone is looking at bonds, we're going to take a quick look. I want to save this page. We're going to get to Cryptloom in a second. Bond. Let's take a look at this. Bonds right now are 140 mil. They are still ridiculously high, but they probably like, you know, they're gonna stay like this for a long time. It is what it is. Bonds have been like 150 mil, 130 mil, back to 150, depending on the promotion. I don't see these changing anytime soon. And yes, everybody is looking at bonds, but look at this. Noxious weapons are the most expensive they've been since 2014, which is absolutely insane. Noxious staff, Noxious scythe, the most expensive, are more expensive than the staff of Sliske and the Zaros Godsword. Let's take a look. Zaros Godsword is 262 mil. Okay, and the next one, what was the other thing? We know the scythe is. What about like a Noxious staff? Is this also more expensive? It is. A Noxious staff is more expensive than a Zaros Godsword. That is nuts. A Noxious staff, the only use this thing has right now is the perks, the components, right? So they say here, a Noxious component is worth about 16 million GP each, which is the only reason for that I can understand or possibly think of why these would be so expensive still. The fact that these are more expensive than tier 92 weapons that have an actual spec. How much are a Leng, by the way? How much is a tier 95 main hand? Okay, no, these flew back up. Okay. That's a bug. Anyway, this is why you got to be careful with Ellie, okay? So, anyway, the fact that these are so expensive still is got to be just because of Noxious. And again, this probably becomes a thing because of necromancy and all the people getting access to tier 90 gear, tier 95 gear a lot easier than they ever would have done in the past, because necromancy hands it out to you as you level up necromancy. It just gives you gear. I always use necromancy gear in guides these days because it's so easy to get your hands on it. The necromancy weapons and armor, I don't even know if it's going to be on here or not, but what's it called? It's called a death guard, isn't it? Death guard is not, it's not going to be on here. There's no way. No, it's not. But death guards, let's just buy one. Let's just buy one right now. Death guard. By the tier 9 to get death guard, which of course you have to unlock, but you can do that. It's not gonna show me up, don't worry. We'll put 10 mil. For a tier 90 main hand weapon, we're gonna pay 3.7 mil. 3.7. The offhand is pretty much the same. Skull Lantern. Tier 90. Offer 5 mil. Maybe this is a little bit more. Nope, 3.3 mil. So as you can see, necromancy gear is way cheaper than anything else, and a lot of people are going to be taking advantage of this and getting into PvM because of it. And necromancy is more user friendly for like beginners. So everybody gets their gear. What does everybody need to do? They need to perk it up, which means that the prices of Noxious components are going to stay high and in demand. I would also argue probably that less people are engaging with Araxi. I don't know if we can see this anywhere. If people know if there's like a way to track how many people are killing a boss or engaging with content, let me know. But I assume only JMods have that information, which would be super interesting anyway. I assume the high level players that were farming the living crap out of all these bosses because there wasn't really anything else to get all this gear and put it into the game probably aren't doing that now. Like, I've not touched Araxi in ages because I can do like 10 of the bosses that would be way more enjoyable and pay out more than that in the first place. So for Noxious stuff, it's got to be because of that. But necromancy again probably pushed this up because more people want components. Less people are doing Araxi is how I would see it. What do you guys think? I don't know. I could be wrong in any of this stuff. Next up is big pages. Now this one I don't know a ton about because big pages are something I don't engage with at all. But I've heard a lot about this, and these are also insanely interesting. Big pages are about twice as expensive as grimoire pages were at their peak. Not now, at their peak. Running big book non-stop for an hour costs almost 20 mil. Big pages are so expensive that upgrading the Pontifex ring to start getting the quiver fragments and other things as well decreases the average value of big troves. So big pages, let's take a look at this. So on the manuscript of big page here, we can look at this graph here, and we can see these have had a big jump here, but let's have a look at a year. They have been climbing up gradually, but again, there's a massive jump here, and this says June. So just last month, something last month changed this from 9 mil to 14 mil, 15 mil each almost. How much are they? Let's buy one. Let's buy one and see. Bic. Manuscript of Bic. Holy shit. This is insane. They're 14 mil flat. Holy crap. What will they sell for? Maybe you can slow buy them for less. 13.4 mil. That's a pretty good margin. 40 mil for one of these is nuts. What's changed from this 10 mil mark here, or 9.3, 9.4 mil, to get to this point? I don't know. You guys will have to let me know about this one in the comments. I can't think of anything here. Has everyone just sacked off PVM and gone and done clues? I know that dyes are insanely high right now. That could be it. Hero items are probably pretty high too. Let's take a look, shall we? Let's put in dye. No, wait, can we do that? Will that bring up all the dyes or not? Blood dye, here we go. Blood dye is 14 bill, 13 bill. Let's do third age dye. This is 13 bill as well. So as you can see, these are probably the most expensive. Look at that. Holy crap, bro. This went from 10 mil, 10 bill even, 9 bill, up to 14, 15 bill, and it's slowly coming down again. Probably going to go up again at some point. Maybe everyone is just jumping off, like, because of this. When did this happen? This happened last month. Is that the correlation? People saw this and then went, ha, we got to do clues, boys. We got to do clues. I guess so. If you get a price increase of 5 billion GP, you're probably going to see more players engaging with it. And also, as I mentioned earlier, with when I had the Crypt Bloom up, we're going to go back to that now. Crypt Bloom armor isn't really like magic's dead, right? Until we get an update to magic, which is coming soon. But until we get the update, Crypt Bloom's dead, and I can't imagine it coming back too much because we have darkness. So you might as well just use darkness and DPS gear, right? But look at this. This is Crypt Bloom's price when people were doing Croesus like non-stop, and then because it's dropped, I assume Croesus just gets way less engagement than it's ever had before. Meaning that people aren't going to be going to do Croesus. They aren't going to be getting the manuscripts of Bic because you get them from Croesus and from the troves, which you get from Croesus too. And I think you can get them from skilling in the thingy. You can get them from killing or skilling at the fronts in St. Distan. So yeah, pretty much it from doing that. So again, if people aren't doing Croesus, there's gonna be less of the pages coming into the game. They maybe needed like an adjustment to their freaking drop rate or something, because this is crazy. The amount of this is nuts. And to think that the fact that Croesus would be like evergreen, maybe there needs to be another way to get these troves or to get the pages, because once that content becomes not really doable, people aren't like, which is where it's at now by the look of it, then the demand of clues have gone up and the demand of these pages have skyrocketed, which is, I guess, what's happened here. This is just going to keep happening. Like, unless there becomes a really good reason to go do Croesus again, these alone won't be enough of a reason to go do Croesus. It's not going to be enough. Then this is always going to be an issue. So next up, we have Divination Energy, as a result, Divine Charge is at a 5-year high, approaching the price at Archaeology release. Cost over 1.2k per item to port items. Damn. So using a porter now costs 1.2k each. That's crazy. I'm not going to look into this one because Divine Charge and stuff, yeah, it's going to be more expensive to PVM now. But to track all the Divination Energy and stuff, it doesn't really interest me too much. Then we have this one. Elder Logs, nearly at their ultimate high. 13k each for an Elder Log? What? No way. Holy shit, they actually are. That's crazy. Did I buy for that? 12 point. What the frick, man? That is nuts. That is absolutely nuts. Let's go here and have a look. So we come here, we take a look at the chart, and we go, oh, again, look, a massive spike again. They've had some interesting peaks here and there. What date was this? This was August 2023. They jumped up. These are probably double XPs, right? What's happened in the last, like, what happened here, though? Do we have a double XP coming up? No, we just had double XP, right? So we shouldn't be seeing this right now, right? This is great. Oh no, do we have another double XP? Has it actually been that long? I guess we're not too far off, but I don't know if we'd expect to see this just yet. Like, no, not really, because like they didn't go crazy like for the last double XP. I don't know. Let me know what you guys are thinking with this, because was there like a bot thing recently? Did Jagex just suddenly nuke bots? I don't think I heard anything. They could have done. They don't have to talk about it, I guess. But if they have, then they should definitely talk about it and tell the players, because players alike would love to hear that. Like, that'd be such good news for sure. But either way, Elder Logs, Init and high, Blue Blob Jellyfish are almost 14k. We talked about this. I still think this is down to necromancy again, more people doing PVM, more people being aware of jellyfish is so much better than stuff, but also darkness giving to every single player means that people don't need those rock tails. Like, you just don't. You can get away with this more, and the average PVMer using darkness now can get away with using blubbers more now instead of using your solid food to get a big boost, because they're not worried about like how much health they have in comparison to what they used to be. Puzzle box skip tickets are 4 mil each, which is also the highest they've ever been, like a reflection of the recent record high die prices. So this, I was about to say the exact same thing. This is absolutely because of the dies again, just like the same as big pages, because of the dies. I am right in thinking that the big pages equal clues, right? Let me check. Yeah, so it says here that when it's active, you get a catalyst of alteration, and then it has a chance to spawn nearby, and the catalyst can be captured to obtain 1 to 3 sealed clue scrolls. So that's exactly what it's for. Because dies have gone through the roof, again, just like we said before, what was it, third age die? How much is it? Let's look like an ice die. Have they all gone up, or is it just those specific ones? This is 1.5 bill. How's this been doing? It went down like crazy, and it's on a climb as well. But like, to be able to think that you're going to be able to get like a third age die, this is nuts. The fact that these have gone up so much, of course there's going to be more demand in this, and it's just the same thing. The skip tickets are exactly that, because if you're making that much money, just use the tickets, especially players on mobile who can't use like Alt-1, just use the tickets instead of doing the puzzles. Skip it, invest the GP at the beginning to be able to get another die. There's no way it's gonna, like, it'll cut into your cost, but if you can get more dies, then you can get more dies, right? Like, so that's my thing. And then they say down here that my guess is toys such as hero items and dies are up because of wealthy players don't get enough new equipment to spend GP on. There hasn't been a new hero item in 5 years, true. New expensive combat equipment is few and far in between, and the only recent rare of note was the black party hat, which is confirmed to return this year. So this is a very good point for sure. Those players that have like infinite money, what are you going to spend it on? So for the people who can afford stuff, they can push the prices up when they do so, and they can hoard stuff, I guess, as well. So yeah, definitely makes sense. It may seem like wishful thinking to say that resources are up because Jagex has bots under control, which is what we were just like asking. What is for certain is that bot has moved to combat methods in search of higher profits, and this has to decrease injection of some resources. Yeah, I guess if there's ways to bot things like the bosses, which we've seen, I think people have been botting Raziel, they've been botting like obviously the elite dungeons were botted for ages. People are botting Vorkath as well. If that's easier and better like output for them, then they definitely will do it. I can't imagine that it stops them running like bot farms on things like jellyfish and stuff. And also, especially if prices have gone up so much, you would expect botters to return to that, because the profits for that is going to be insane now. So maybe Jagex have done something with bots, or maybe it's just because of the demand for like other players. Like the jellyfish, I think the demand for necromancy, like it lies perfectly with the date, 7th of August here for necromancy release, and then we look, yeah, July, there you go, July, August, 7th of August 2023, and it jumps up. It's got to be in correlation to that. Like obviously it's gone back up again, and down here this is before a PVM launch, people are gonna be buying up, so like I would expect that to be because of that. That's my guess with that one. I'm unsure if big pages are booming because of the experience bonus or because of the passive clue scroll gathering, or both. Regardless, the supply is insufficient, and the situation only gets worse as Croesus farmers move to second skilling boss this year. True, we have another skilling boss coming out soon. People are going to sack off Croesus because it's less GP. It's also just not worth really doing now anyway. But yeah. This is crazy. This is a lot, and yeah, it's only going to get worse when your prices of it is down. People aren't going to bother. And so it's a very interesting thing that we have here right now in game. The prices are all over the place. The market is nuts, like absolutely crazy, man. Like it's crazy. It is crazy. But one thing is for certain, I don't think it's gonna get fixed anytime soon. With a new skilling boss coming out, unless they make changes that actually like affect the scripture of pick, I don't think so. New gear coming out, right? Listen, new gears coming out. If you're a clue scroller, these dies are gonna go up because they're gonna be dieable gear. Necromancy. When did these went up at like in May? Is that when necromancy stuff got started getting die? Let's have a look. So there's a video here from Crystal. It says 4 months ago, necromancy gear is finally dieable. 4 months ago. I'm gonna just assume that this price rise is very likely because of that, and then also people buying up ready for the new stuff. It's gonna keep going, in my opinion. So either way, that's the market right now. It is crazy on what's going on with it. I wanted to make this video. I know it's like I just chucked it together, had a look and talked about stuff. I will edit it slightly for like the little pauses that weren't needed and all that sort of stuff when I'm finding information and whatnot. But I wanted to talk about it. Follow who made this post, or 5x, not follow, what the hell, 5x who made this post. Thank you. I hope you don't mind me taking a look at this and going through it, but it is crazy. You're right. There's some crazy stuff going on in the market right now, whether it's lack of players as well, people moving to old school and stuff like that. So there's less skillers maybe as well because of necromancy. People are PVMing more. Like there's always been a thing where skillers could never really make as much money as PVMers. PVMers made, I think, similar to clue scrollers, probably not anymore. I would argue probably that clue scrolls are likely more GP now than PVM for the average player anyway, not for like the ultra like elite PVMers maybe, I don't know. But skilling to PVM, if you're going to make more money, you would swap, absolutely. And necromancy let people do that, so a lot of stuff did change in terms of resources. Maybe it could have been that. Maybe Jagex did do something with like bots and stuff, but otherwise, yeah. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. And other than that, I'm gonna go get some sleep because it is like 2 AM, and I'll catch you all next time. So later, guys. Bye.